Alright, so I got a request on my YouTube channel to do some Western Hemisphere stuff, and what did it take me? Only like 2 months to finally get around to it? Alright, I apologize for that, but here we go. We're going to talk about some Western Hemisphere. Now, Western Hemisphere, best known really just for being Razzcass's crew. Obviously a West Coast group, who came up right around the same time as Hobo Junction, Visionaries, lots of the sort of Project Blowed cats, so that whole kind of movement. And these guys were some really fierce lyricists. Obviously Razzcass became their best known, but a lot of the members were really dope. The main guys, you had a bunch of sort of side members like Tin Man and stuff, but your main guys were Voodoo, Mean Green, Michael Myers, Razzcass, and producer Bird. And so when you think of Western Hemisphere, to me, 2 12-inches really come to mind as being sort of the penultimate quintessential Western Hemisphere releases that I immediately think of when you say Western Hemisphere. So those are the 2 we're going to tackle today. So the first of the singles here is Mean Green's Fat Sax. Now Mean Green was an ill lyricist who sort of sold himself short. This was his first single off of his album Smoking Section. He had another album, and then he had he formed a group, HSD, which stood for High School Dropouts, with Mark the Murderer, and they put out an EP. So that he was in the game for a while and he did some stuff. But he really limited himself as being the weed guy, especially in a genre where there's already a massive overabundance of the weed guys. His shtick was sort of that he sold weed to people. And in this particular song, it's about how he sells weed to established artists, which is sort of fun because he name drops people, and, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's amusing. But one thing he's got going for it, in addition to Mean Green's deep, killer voice, is Voodoo's production. Now, it's interesting because Bird is the only sort of producer of the group who's just a producer. So you sort of think of him as the Western Hemisphere producer, but Voodoo's a guy who really had a signature sound, who really, when you listen to a track, you say, okay, this is Voodoo, this is Western Hemisphere. Bird, you could sort of switch him out with a lot of other sort of independent DJ producers at the time. They come up with sort of similar, equivalent beats, but Voodoo had a sound that nobody else had. And you definitely hear it in these tracks, and that's what really sells this material, which otherwise done by somebody else on another label would be really forgettable. But even in those terms, it's still a fun song. Like I said, it's fun that he name drops. It uses a hook that's a play on Slaves, Just a Touch of Love, and it's pressed on clear green vinyl, which is pretty sick. And it's got a nice picture cover. It's on Patchwork Records, which was sort of, Western Hemisphere were mostly independent. Razzcass, of course, went to Priority, and, he had some major label stuff, and his career eventually sort of did what it did. But the rest of the guys were just on Patchwork. Now, Patchwork was independent, but it was, A, it had some connections with Priority when Razzcass signed with them, and then B, it had a pretty famous athlete putting some money into it. So it was independent, but really, if you were an independent label, back in those days, you wish you were, independent the way Patchwork was independent. So they were able to put out these really nice, fat, picture-cover releases and stuff, and they put out some nice material.
Recognize game. Before you die, while you're rolling in your eyes, pump this while you get high. Mean Green smokes blowing out 6x9s. Read closely in between the lines of my slightly green and tightly buttered rhymes. I smoke it bag after bag of green grass. Quick to empty out a pack of zigzags, and not only smoking free weed, I clocks cash. See, niggas always ask me for dimes, but I just tell them I only sacked up dubs this time, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, one time be chasing me down, but already this month I done sold 3 pounds, no half to hold. Shit goes sack for sack, clocking chips like that. With one hand on my strap, I can sell you some green or some bomb-ass brown, but whatever you need, I got the fattest sacks around.
I got that sax, if you wanna buzz a little bit, stick to zigzags, roll up some buds, take a little hit.
So it's a cool, dope track. I enjoy it. It's fun. It's definitely one of the better songs off the album. There's also then an exclusive remix on this 12-inch, which is not on the Smoking Section, by DJ Herb. That's okay. It's definitely not as strong as Voodoo's mix, so it's worth checking out. It's cool as a little bonus, but definitely you just want to stick with the Voodoo version of Fat Sax.
Yeah, the remix, DJ Herbal, Atlanta, Georgia. Patchwork Recording Studios, Me and Green, got them fat sacks, yeah. You know I got fat sacks. We moving them. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Recognize game before you die while you rolling in your ride. Bump this while you get high. Mean green spunks blowing our 6x9s. Read closely in between the lines of my slightly green and tightly, but it rhymes. Smoking bags after bizag, a green ass. Quick to empty, got a pack of zigzags. Not only smoking free weed, I clocks kid ass. Yo, niggas always ask you for dimes, but I just tell them only sack the dub this time. Yeah, one time be chasing me down. Already this month, I done sold 3 pounds. No half to hold. Shit goes sack for sack, clocking chips like that. With one hand on my strap, now I can sell you some green or some bomb-ass brown. But whatever you need, I got the fattest sacks around.
I got fat sacks. If you wanna burn them,
I'm gonna get you a fat sack. Rolling my buds and ziggly wigglies, you little pygmy sick me. I turn them all for green with empty.
But the real reason I'm sure anybody's picking up this 12-inch is the B-side, Ellie's Finest. It's a sick duet between him and Michael Myers, produced by Voodoo, and it really showcases exactly why I say he sort of sold himself short as the weed guy, with sort of a very kind of obvious and overused shtick. Because when it comes to battle rhymes, he kills it. Michael Myers is also sick. I mean, Michael Myers, when he started coming out with records and eventually signed to Il Boogie, his material was kind of generic. It wasn't bad, it wasn't great. But when you hear like those early wake-up show freestyles and stuff, Michael Myers was sick, and he brings that material here. So both of them are coming with crazy, hardcore, but clever and inventive and ill rhymes. I mean, you know, Mean Green's got a line like, you know, gold diggers wind up with battery acid injected into their livers and stuff, so it's really hardcore and some sick shit, but it's also, you know, it's not crazy horrorcore or anything, it's all about flexing lyrics and stuff, so it was really dope on sort of every level, and it's really what Western HemisFear was about at its peak.
Focus. Aim. Fight. LA's finest, dopest rhymes. Yeah. It's the hemisphere. Frontline connection. Once again, introducing Michael Myers.
Ski mask and weed bags is all I need to make cream. Fuck dreams. Do I look like Martin Luther King? Please, I take a nigga's cash and run. And if he starts tripping, I just have to blast for fun. I draw a faster gun in a gunfight. Pack more heat than sunlight. With a mic device, it's real tight. I grip mics like knives and insert through windpipes. I'm putting niggas on ice like popsicles. I got the Glock and the nickel. Played it 22 to injure you. It's the front line in the hemisphere.
I strike back like the empire when writing raps, reciting facts. The tracks off sacks of fire for 100 stacks. Green need money and that's a fact. Just in case niggas act funny, I pack a strap. My raps perform terrorist acts. The drum tracks about to become one of America's most wanted from fat sacks black. Don't pimp Mac, sing a sip on the track. Voodoo produce, I shoot the gift like a gat. All that harmonizing, I let a bitch handle that.
It's a fact. 2 MCs plus MP equals 20. 4 tracks of murderous raps and we got plenty. Lyrical Ted Kaczynski, don't tip me to empty. Own niggas that shifty.
Doing this swiftly from the mind. Are you with me? Bust like a 9 when I'm off the whiskey. You can't forget a fuck with me. I'm like a 357 and battling is risky.
West Coast, West Side, worldwide, Los Angeles finest, dopest rhymers. West Coast, West Side, worldwide, Los Angeles finest, dopest rhymers.
And so that brings us to our second 12-inch, One Life to Live by Voodoo himself. Again, both tracks produced by Voodoo. Again, both tracks available on his album, or in this case an EP, Dark Region, so nothing particularly exclusive to this 12-inch except for instrumentals, acapellas, and that sort of thing. But just 2 killer tracks, and but another dope picture cover, as you see. One Life to Live, the A-side, again, Voodoo's dark, atmospheric. It's got like these bass lines that are sort of really deep and rumbly, but smooth at the same time. It's not like, you know, it's not grungy. It's this really smooth kind of sound, slow drums, and works perfectly in conjunction with Voodoo's voice. So again, it's that real signature Western HemisFear stuff. But interestingly, it's not at all a battle rhyme. It's not super head-spinningly deep or anything or profound, but it feels genuinely earnest and fairly intelligent. It's a pretty good song.
Yeah.
Shit got me sitting back thinking like Scarface. That's why my deranged brain veins pump cocaine. No need to explain. My thoughts train over rugged terrain. I want the money, bitches, cars, and the whole shebang. Fuck the world and its inhabitants, except my real niggas living in Los Angeles. We seen 9s, 30 yards, and 45s in the days of our lives. Dead niggas make me realize that death is permanent. So I don't play games with my shit like a motherfucking tournament. And furthermore, this rap crap taught me to say fuck friends. I'd rather have a Benz dropped on 5 stars, driveway with 9 cars. Bring it on and get smoked like Pablo Escobar. Mentally, I'm the combination of Beirut and Lebanon, shooting my way up to the upper echelon. I draw blood like the Red Cross, double cross and inherit a bloody sidewalk. Whenever I feel pressure, I'ma take the Pentagon for hostage and have the devil's head on my dresser. Dougie Fresh said silence, but I'm equipped to cause violence. So from sun up to sundown, my enemies are guaranteed to be gunned down. One life to live.
And then finally, the B-side to this, Two Deadly Sins. Perhaps the most killer of all the tracks we're going to hear. More voodoo production, some great scratches of Mobb Deep line, gunshots will make you levitate, sounds sick. Mean Green, again, just showcasing why he should be doing battle raps. And him and Voodoo just going head to head. It's just a monster of a track. It's really tragic that this Western Hemisphere just up and died. Again, some of them went on for a long time. Michael Myers is sort of still in the game, but he's sort of a Christian rapper, but I think maybe he got out of that somewhat. But he's definitely not doing any material that touches classic Western Hemisphere. Even Razzcast isn't doing anywhere near classic Western Hemisphere stuff. So this was just sort of a very little tiny moment in time that's lost to us, unfortunately. So let's enjoy it, what we've got. Two Deadly Sins, Western Hemisphere, Winter von Wallenrod. Peace out.
Gunslingers, Mean Green, Voodoo, the Wild West. Yeah.
Town to smile when they come around us, but when they make it back to Long Island, they try to clown us. Getting subliminal after drinking vodka and smoking chemicals, and whole crew will be taken out by one individual. I told you one day I'll be a soldier. Now that I'm older, I serve dope right out my folder. I remember busting in niggas thinking my shit ain't bumping, then I blew up spontaneous like combustion. Represent my clique, all else is irrelevant. Out to get rich, I'm so close I can smell that shit. See, in my city we call them ballers, not big willies. We twist chronic up and zigzags. Fuck
I got the nickel plate pressed against your face. Show you what the fuck HemisFear's about. Voodoo the great, depopulate your state. Give me a fucking break. I program hate when I activate my database. My intellect is computerized like the internet dialects parallel to the greenhouse effect. I killed my first man at 13. Killer instinct, animal supreme.
I get loaded like a Uzi magazine, known throughout the streets for keeping fat sacks of the green. Wider than the hunters in the course of regime. It can get deeper than the Soviet Union submarine. That's right. Cause where I'm from, there's real niggas. Not mild-mannered supermen wearing heel figures. My murder methods are concealed like weapons revealed to make history. And eventually hit records. I gas bitches' heads with unleaded when my wetted. Niggas that once try to set it, now regret it. Avenger of the West Coast, and don't forget it. Platinum's the only direction Mean Green's headed.
Expect the unexpected. Life is precious, but niggas still don't get the message. You're destined for bloody messes when I'm manifesting. In milliseconds, niggas get injured with Smith & Wesson weapons. Who gathers all things mortal with cold immortal hands? Voodoo synonymous with Vietnam. We got beef like the Serbs and Croats. You got lucky once, but you blew your second chance. My new rhymes is neutron bombs, sanctified like the Psalms and Islam. I beat up crews like Stacey Koon and Lawrence Powell while dumbfound with compound nouns. My persona is pure piranha, there's no mañana. I observe my styles like Jews do Rosh Hashanah. From Canada to the Bahamas to the Falkland Islands, my character's a dictator like Joe Stalin.
My gunshots will make you levitate. Featherweight. My gunshots will make you levitate. Featherweight. My gunshots will make you levitate.
When we begin, welcome to oblivion. I control earth, water, fire, and wind. Evil evangelists, I represent hell. A crossbreed between God and guillotine. I tip the scale with skill, I never fail.